Mwana. This is the Hajj with the cape. Says Tansman says Manawa. Topora nesobi. Nuasa bakazi abasuka won.
A Hajj.
Hajj. When I asked him, Hajj Butch, okay. And the guy was like, Butch Kura. Obufi bibi.
I didn't see that coming. Business owners, entrepreneurs, this is going to be one of those episodes. We've not yet started, but I feel the power in the room. And today we have Patrick. I admire Patrick personally. I got to meet Patrick from a certain course we were doing. And he's one of those people that had a business that is strange. Definitely, it's not strange in the Ugandan market. I mean, he sells sand and stones. So at the beginning of the course, Patrick would introduce himself. I'm the sand man, stones man. So we named him Sands and Stones. And he was so proud of his job. And I kept telling him, I wish I could be proud of your job the way you're proud of your job. Because most people think when we talk about sand, you think about get sand, put it on a truck, transport it somewhere. But I just want you to get your cup of coffee. I just want you to lean in and listen to this story. It's amazing on how he has been able to run his business differently and put it and scale it up actually. So, business owners, entrepreneurs, welcome to the Diaries of an Entrepreneur. This particular podcast, we see a man who loves God, a man who fears God, a man who has built, earlier on we were laughing and he was saying that for him, he runs his business on a Bible. And this coming from a man, for me, I'm like, I need to take the notes. So today I'm in class just like the rest of us. And allow me to welcome Patrick to the podcast. Patrick, welcome today. And thank you for allowing us to host you.
Well, my name, like she said, is Rachel Patrick. And I'm the chief salesperson at Be Pati Stone and Sand. Yeah, I'm an engineer, a mechanical engineer by training, and a businessman by occupation. Yeah, so that's how I move, and I love God so much to the point that I really see this guy called God really loved the world so much that he gave a full operational manual of the human life and he put it in the Bible. If you read the Bible so closely, you'll see that there is nothing he actually missed that can lead you to live free, a full life in this world.
Wow, what a great introduction. Why do you call yourself the chief sales? Aren't you supposed to be like a CEO, MD, those titles? Why do you call yourself the chief salesperson?
CEO is the chief salesperson in any organization. So instead of confusing the word with executive, I would rather say sales.
Sales, because it's you who wakes up to sell your company every day.
I'm the vision. So how do I tell the vision? If I tell the person that the vision, I should also sell the vision. So I become the chief salesperson of the vision.
There is a lot of learning and power here today. You talked about God giving us an entire manual for us to do life. And earlier on when we were discussing, you talked about actually the universe is God's startup. Man, take me through that, because I'd never seen that actually the universe is God's startup. I'd never looked at it in that kind of way for me. I'm like, if there was a universe, then God created us, we are here. But looking at this as as a God's startup? Kindly throw more light on that.
I'm going to dwell on it. You know, the Genesis is my best book. Okay? The best book for me in the Bible. And how does it transform to be the best book for me? Is that it says, in the beginning, when God created the universe. Do you understand that? It is simply saying that the universe was also a startup at one time. Right? But whose startup is it? It is God's startup. Right? So, in essence, God was just telling us that everyone has a beginning. Everything has a beginning. The universe also had a beginning. Now, if we transform the same verse, that same beginning, that same wording into our personal lives, right? We can say, in the beginning, when Patrick created Be Pati stone and sand. All right? So now, this time, Be Pati is my startup. The other side, God, the universe, is his startup. And you will realize that for everything to begin, it follows that same flow of events. Now, if you can go on, and we see what happened that when God created the universe. The earth was without what? Form. Everything was confused. Right? And what did God say? Let there be lights. Now we're in the beginning of the Bible. So if anyone intends to start up something, what is that? Genesis should be there. Book. You get it? Because they are in the book of startups. So what does God say? Let there be light. But you must realize that this light is not the sun. Neither is it the moon. Because the sun and moon are later made on the, and the third or fourth they are forgotten. But they are later made, meaning that was not a satellite. But why was God saying that? Now, these things are confused. The earth is without form. You get it? And everything is confused. So what does it say? It says, let there be light. It means now, let the disorganization in my head now do what? Get lost. That is now when the light comes. I don't know if you see it right now. So now we can go back to the other side of when Patrick made what? When Patrick, in the beginning, when Patrick made Be Pati. Be Pati was without
Right.
form. It was confused. You get it? And then when in that confusion, you're like, I'm looking at Be Pati. What is it that it's going to do? Right? So you think it's going to do sand, but who is going to be a customer? You don't know at that moment. Right? Okay? You're like, will the customers even accept me? Okay? I'm coming in to attack an industry which is known for the informals, for the
Informers being frugal.
frugal guys who don't have a program in their head. You get it? Now you want to attack their industry. So everything looks a mess. You get it? Now, at that event, you're like, no. Now I need clear vision. Now that's when the light does what?
Comes on.
We are in line with God and his universe. You understanding me now?
I'm getting it. Hey!
So now, as God is having his startup, the universe, you also have your startup, which is Be Pati. You also have your startup.
Yes, every business
Even
owner.
Bill Gates has his startup. Everyone has their startup. Because we're not different from God. He made us in his own what? His own image. I don't know if now I'm bringing the light.
like there, I have like, my mind is racing. There is so much going on in my mind. I'm like, wait a minute. I've been a Christian for the last 30 something years. And in my wildest dreams, I had never actually, yes, we know that your business is a startup and that, but putting it in relation to the Bible and then putting the whole book of Genesis to it. For me, it's just like light has been switched on and I'm like, wait a moment. So you mean this is what God actually intends for me?
Now, let me go further on top of what. So, what does God say? Is that let there be what?
Lights.
Now, that is, He says, let there be clarity. You get it? Now, then what does He do? He separates light from darkness. So now, light goes and darkness comes, and He calls that the first day. Now, when we come back to this side of
The startup.
in our lives, when you can separate what you call your light from your darkness, you get it? Anything you call light and anything you call darkness, what can be your light? It's like, I work with someone who is of integrity. That is your light. I work with someone who is team builder. That is your light. So the darkness is someone who is not a team builder. The darkness again is someone who is not of integrity. You get it? Then you say, I'll go at that moment when you're just starting your niche. Say, I'll work with people in the sand industry. You already niche. You know people who have businesses and they places, I work on everything. There is no growth there. It can never come. Because he has not yet discovered what his light is, his darkness is. Now, if you fail, let's take this from me. If you fail to separate the light from the darkness, you will always come back to the beginning.
Wow. So that's where we find ourselves rebounding.
Yeah.
The stagnation of
Stagnation.
Siva Muchfo. I'm doing things, they're not moving, things are not
moving,
shifting.
yes.
So you're constantly rotating in one place.
If God had not separated the light from the darkness, we will have another beginning.
Oh, wow. Guys, we would have another
We'll
beginning.
have another beginning. But God was so intelligent. He discovered that you must separate light from
The darkness. And if you do not do that, the consequences are
And
clear.
that is
You're going to keep restarting
Coming
and
back to
restarting and restarting. Guys, this is a free master class.
So, at the beginning, when you get your clear vision, right? What is the vision? Everyone is told, me, I am vision, I have this vision. Once you get that vision, then you separate light from darkness. And why are you doing that? Because you do not want to come back today.
Patrick,
Have you
we have,
understood?
I've understood, like, light has come. Light has come upon me, and thou shalt not restart again after this podcast.
Now, we go back now, we're still in Genesis chapter 1 at it.
Wow.
Not going anywhere.
Wow.
So we go on to chapter 1 and somewhere around there, 26, verse 26. Then God is like, wow, I've suffered all through these things, I've made them, and now I need to have other guys who can create things like
Me.
I do. All right, so he says, let us make man in our own image. So what does the image mean? The guy who can see vision, who can be able to separate light from darkness. You get it? And who can also make creations and then they become enormous. Like
Being fruitful.
like his universe. So what did he do? He said, now we've met the guy. Right? That's man. Male and female, he did what? He made that's in the Bible. Male and female, he made them. Then he didn't forget. See, you know what? I've made this guy is male and what?
Female.
Now bless them to be exactly like me. And then he ordered, this is an order. Go be what? Fruitful.
Multiply, subdue.
Subdue. And have dominion. The guy had already he said, I've already done these things. I've made this guy in my image. Meaning if I bless him, there is nothing else I expect for this guy apart from fruitfulness, multiplication, increase, subdue, and dominion. That is the whole Genesis compressed.
Failing is my own choice.
Failing is where the devil docks and makes sure you don't follow the path of fruitfulness, multiplication, increase. Subdue.
That is Genesis. Do we have another book we are going through? Because you said that is Genesis compressed.
That is, and every book is about Genesis, if you ever can. You know, God gets Abraham. He tells him, I really need you to keep this, to keep in my image, keep increasing, you get it? Keep multiply, keep doing it. And Abraham does it. You know, Abraham was a rich man. Then again, he looks at this Isaac, tells him, no, it's the same thing. You have to keep multiplying. You know, you come in, a lot of discoveries coming along the way. And all that is in God's. And when he sends Jesus again, it's like, these guys are not multiplying like I want them to do. Come back and teach them again. The guy comes. He redeems. See, now it has to do with blood. Let me redeem them again. They have to come back in image. Increase, multiply. And I keep telling people who don't want to give the tithe. And their reasoning is, I don't give the tithe because it's not there in the New Testament.
The New Testament.
See, Old Testament thing. And you know what Jesus says? Now Jesus for him is mad completely. For him he says, give everything and just follow. Then after that, those who said, yeah, I want the Old Testament, the New Testament, like guys said, give. Because
give everything.
What did he tell that guy who told him that, what should I do to do it?
To enter the kingdom of
to enter the kingdom of God. Ideally, he says, give
everything and follow me. So if you're not giving tithe,
then,
you're going to follow the New Testament and give everything.
Then give it. You get what I'm saying? So the New Testament is even more harsh. But the harsh reality is, of course, when Jesus told this guy that go give everything, he didn't tell him also give your clothes. He didn't tell him that now also have no small accommodation for yourself. He was actually telling him that what you have is enough, but you can give out the others and be in line with what I want you to be. And let me tell you how comfortable giving is. Giving is so comfortable if you have a lot. If you have a lot, you get it.
But the only you can have a lot is by following the biblical principles.
Biblical principles. I mean, if I have a lot and it's in excess, why should I also keep it? I should be giving it out. And that's what Jesus wants. Just their tithe is so small.
10% is so small.
He just wants to give out. I mean, to just keep throwing around, keep giving. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
No, I'm fully present.
To the point that the tithe is just a small thing of what God wants you. It's like, no, I want everything. Oh, did I tell you to be fruitful? Did I tell you to subdue? Did I tell you to do this? You get it? So, now, we come back to our universe. Now, the universe, right now, if you Google, at what rate, in your phone, you Google and say, at what rate is the universe
grow?
Expanding. Now, they will give you a big figure. All right? Now, what does God expect? He expects that when you start up something, there is nothing else that should happen to it apart from growth. You understand that? There's nothing that should happen to it apart from
You
what?
either grow or grow.
You either grow or you must grow. Anything that does not grow,
Dies.
just know it is having something which is not aligned with the Bible. All right?
If your business is not growing, it's not aligned with the Bible.
It's not aligned with the Bible. It's not aligned with the biblical principles. All right?
Patrick, let me first cut you short. Most men, this coming from a man, for me, I find it so humbling. Most men are so frugal. They do business. They're living lives there anyway, anyhow. As in, okay, they can even drive to their kids to church on Sunday and drive off. The Bible is not their kind of thing, and you're telling me I do business by the Bible. The ladies try, I could say, but it coming from a man, for me, I find it like mind-blowing. At what point in your life did you decide, or did you have like a rude wake-up call and you're like, I either do Jesus or do Jesus. I either do the Bible, things the Bible way, and align my business and my life according to the Bible, or what? Did you have like a rude wake-up call? What made you make that firm decision of it's me and my God, my startup and my gods?
I read a book by
A gentleman called Mukisa. Into my
Apostle.
yes.
And this book was titled Fruitful and Multiply. And that book, I think I read it about 6 years back. I don't remember exactly.
Thought I had it here.
Right? Now, when I read that book, his introduction to that book was like, the Bible was brought to Africa, and it was read in a certain way to us, that way was not able to make us become entrepreneurs. We get it, but it brought to us another kind of mentality. Go worship, fear money, good things like that. You get it? I mean, love, how like the love of money is the root of what? Money is there. Actually, the way they read it was, money is the root of what? Of all evils. Yet it is the love of money. So they made money evil. You get it? So when I read this book, and he said in his book, it was like, if the Bible had been read to us, the way it was read to the Europeans would be ahead. Because the same Bible they read is the same Bible we are reading. Why is it that theirs, for it has brought about businesses, and for us here, it has brought about churchgoers who fear money, who do work things. So I was like, wow, then I think I should also read the Bible in a better way. And no one read it for me to understand it the way I understand it. I just opened it, and then the revelation started coming. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute.
This is the secret.
Then one day I was on WhatsApp, and then the guy, I was watching some memes. I even didn't know that the universe is expanding. So you say, a meme, guy is like showing lines of the universe expanding at a terrific speed per second. It's like, wait a minute, maybe this guy is lying. I Googled, but they gave me a very enormous figure. So I was like, oh. So,
If God's universe is expanding
right now,
it's not statical.
how has he done it over time? For him to come back, for him to always have it expanding. Then that's when I settled it. And I realized there was something else God made. Like we, whom are going to take on his startup abilities, should also incorporate in our startups, such that every day we are
Growing, multiplying, being playful, taking dominion.
and there is it. So that book is where I started flow. Be Pati Was birthed in 2019. How was it started? I was doing my MBA, master in MOOCs here, grade master business. And there's a gentleman, my colleague, is called BRC head. We're in the same class. So we had a teacher who was taking us, a lecturer who was taking us through project management. Then it was called Dr. Abao. So he says, look, I'm teaching you project management, but it is useless if I keep on teaching you is when you're not even anticipated to get projects. So if you want to be a person who wants to get projects, do this. One, go open up the company. So you may open it up today. The job may come 2 years later. You get it? But at least you show that you have experience. So we opened up the company and we didn't even know what the company should do. So for us, we just opened it in anticipation that one day you read newspapers and they will say, we need this, then you run, put in and say, I have experience. Because remember, the opening date will be 2019.
Yes.
So maybe this is 2021 and they're saying in the company of 2 years experience, we have it. But it's not experience of work, but experience of opening.
We tested the papers.
Yeah, so he gave us that, and we're like, okay, but we opened it up nonetheless. So later on, we found out that we could drill with sand and stone. How did we find this out? One day, I'm in I was building my house where I stay right now. And what happened? They were going to cast the slab. Casting the slab. And you know when they're going to cast the slab, the engineer brings a big labor force, and also makes sure that the materials are on site. And there's some machines he hires. He has a mixer and some other machine called the vibrator, and some rails that carry up the concrete. So he had those machines, and they charge for those machines daily. They will pay daily.
Wow.
Yes. So what the engineer does is he brings a very big labor force to make sure that he can cast the slab in one day.
In one day, with the shortest time possible.
The shortest time possible, such that he doesn't keep paying money for the machines he has hired.
Yes.
So he tells me, hey, boss, we shall need these following materials. So I call my truck guy. So I had a truck guy. Tell him, hey, you bring for me 2 trucks of aggregate and 1 of sand. So the gentleman said, fine, I'll bring. When will they be ready? So I told him, like, now. He told me, by tomorrow morning, like, by midnight, everything will be on site. So I confirm with the engineer that bring your labor force and hire the equipment. Tomorrow, all this material would be
On site.
So I go on with my
Day.
hassles. I call the guy. The engineer calls me the next morning. We're on site, but there is no material. So I call my truck guy, and the guy tells me, you know what? I failed to bring because my tire did what? Burst. So I'm like, okay, fine. It's okay. Bring. When can you be able to bring? And the guy say, I can be able to bring the next day. So I tell the engineer, okay, don't get rid of the labor force, let me pay them, plus that engineer equipment you borrow. Tomorrow, you break. Next day, the guy is nowhere.
Wow.
So I call him again, tells me, gives me a story. So he delivered the 3rd day. But when I cornered him and asked him, maybe what you wanted the boy it is. The guy told me this. Well, I had a lot of customers and I couldn't tell any of you to do what? To wait. I just had to keep on giving you hope such that you don't replace me with some other part.
Wow.
Some other person. So in my head I was like, wow. So this guy has a pipeline of customers. Now I was like, wait a minute. Now I know what Be Pati is going to do.
So now something switched on and you're like,
Something switched on. I'm like, what? No, I know what Be Pati is going to what? It's going to do. So I go back to the RC. I tell him, you know what? Let us enter into Sana. What?
Stones.
Let's get into Sana stone. So we were like, we hurriedly went, got some money, got a loan, brought together, bought our first what? Our first truck. Now we started it in the wrong way. You get it? This wrong way of having no vision.
You had
having
no, you started in darkness.
in dark.
You started in the darkness, no lights.
So we bought the truck and gave it to the driver and told him, hey, every week we shall be needing this amount of money. And the driver, yes, he would bring the money. But what's so funny is that he would, if you brought you 4 million, he would take 4.5 the next week, tell you this has gone in expenses. I mean, we need to do service. Peter, one of the tires has done things like this. I knocked this one. The other. So you get, yes, the truck is there, it's making money, but at the same time,
You're not seeing the money.
saving it. You get it. Then we were a little chaotic. We were so chaotic in our business operations. Later on, we got some 2 trucks, so we had 3. Now, during that time, any one of us I would hire a driver. He would also hire a driver. Now, what's so funny is that if I get a job, someone wants sand somewhere, and I call a driver who was brought by my other colleague, that driver would not respect my
Order.
order. So we're in a chaotic kind of environment.
You're in darkness.
Yeah, in darkness. You get it? Now, that kind of chaos, maintenance of the trucks was a problem. You get it? These are trucks, they're owned by 2 people. You get it? Now, we don't know if we are operating as a company. There's that chaos.
Anyone can give orders, anyone can hire, anyone can put an order, anyone
yes. So imagine
sales come and they are going, I don't even know if they would be going to for someone's pockets.
So now you imagine, Sandra, you call me, you want sand. At the same time, maybe Barbara calls, she calls Beyonce, Eddie, I want sand. Then we start fighting for the trucks ourselves. As the director, you will take for your client later. Yeah, there was that chaos. You get it, eh? And then that was that's the time when I was like, no, we need
Lights. I hear
so you get it. We need light. Money comes in, you pay me. I deliver for you, fine. But the channel of money is like, I don't remit the money to the company. Someone pays via okay, the client gets the job done, but money is not remitted.
At that point, I had a problem with school fees. Let me first pay school fees. We shall figure it out.
Now, that was all the darkness. Now, after realizing that chaos, that chaotic environment, you see, a company can make that. You could actually have sales of $1 billion a year, but you don't see the what?
The money,
Because
the revenue is there, but there is no impact.
There's no impact. You don't see. So we're like, no, with this kind of darkness we're operating in, no, we are back to the beginning. Then I went back to the
beginning.
Now, when was the beginning? Now, the beginning comes in. Went back to the beginning. I started looking at the operations. Then I called a lawyer. And then we sat, me and my colleague, and we said, now we want to know exactly how are we going to operate. We brought this amount of money. I brought this amount of money. We've been operating like this. We listed down everything, blah, blah, blah. Then at that point, that's when we realized that we were never at 50% sharing. Yet our books
Short.
that our
The initial agreement said it was a 50-50%.
Last time we realized we were not at
50-50.
50 footing. It was then we realized that someone had 80, the other one had 20.
Wow.
Okay? And then now things started making sense. At that time, we decided that now we go for knowledge hunting. Right? And the knowledge we were hunting for was in tandem with the Bible. You get it? At that time, we realized that systems must now come in play. There has to be now a culture for our operations. There has to be policies for us to work harmoniously, right? Much as we are both directors, now there had to be someone who is the CEO, who calls himself now the chief sales what?
The chief sales person.
So now that's how we got the rebirth and the vision. And then we're like, now, since we are now clear, we have the vision and we have the light. Now, there's nothing that happens without seeing the vision and the light. Right? So we now created the vision, which I can tell you right now. Our vision is that by 2035, we want to be part of every construction project in Uganda.
Wow.
Be part. That is how
If they woke you up in the middle of the night, you
just
have
say,
a vision.
I want to be part of every construction. So what does that mean? I must either have given you the architect who did the construction,
Either the
I
sand or
supplied
the
the
stone.
materials, I advised you, or my trucks were used for that establishment. I mean, that is the broadcast ownership. You get it? Now, once you have such a vision, it's not small.
It's not small at
It's
all.
big.
It's very.
So if you have such a vision, it's not going to live in your mind. It's going to live somewhere. So now that's when we said, now let us even have office premises. We're operating like
The frugal way.
frugal way.
What is it? Red, I mean.
We're like those guys. So in tandem with that, we're like, now if you look at how God did these things, He made these things run in it. Still
Not the
tied up.
system.
Yes.
One thing after another.
One thing after another.
One thing after
Thing
another.
after another. So we're like, we need now to put in systems. First of all, we have agreed, I become.
Zeal.
So now we need systems. Let us put ourselves accountable to some people. Let us name a board. All right? So we got a board. Wow. So well, the board that person who is so good in operations, person who is so good in finance, a person who is so good in legal, okay, and a person so good in marketing. And then I came in as the CEO. So we had meetings. Now they started giving us the sense of direction. We were accountable to some people. As the CEO, I will take directives. So the directives were now have a human resource plan. And we need to see it when they sit here. Have a financial policy. Money, you know, not all of you are going to be receiving money.
You cannot.
There has to be a central person
First person receiving
who
money.
receives money and then accounts for this money. Right? Then 3, we have to have a scalability roadmap, really showing that, fine, you want to move from 3 vehicles to 6, and after that, how many? 10, and then the 10, how is that in line with the vision which you have? Right? So we started like that. And thereafter, we realized that to have this thing properly done out, okay, we had to look at follow strict operational framework. Right? Now I want to tell you about our strict operational framework. Now, that strict operational framework was we manually receive a job, okay? Someone I can receive it or someone on my call line can
If I
receive
came in as a client wanting an order,
Yes,
maybe sand.
I take the order. but I just don't say call my driver directly that. So there's a head drivers and there's someone at the operations who receives those calls.
Orders.
So even if I receive it, I still pass it the other side, and then it is channeled to a proper truck driver to take it on. Now, you will realize that trucks have issues. Some of them may be for maintenance. A driver may be sick, all right? It may be for its routine maintenance, schedule. Remember, a truck to put that every 6,000 kilometers, it must be serviced. So a truck must be on that schedule. So you realize that at the end of it all, this thing here of knowing whether the driver is sick or not sick, whether the driver is available or not available, whether a truck is loaded or it's not loaded, whether a truck is for maintenance or not for maintenance, okay? Which truck can optimally take on something. Realize that now that all that had to be in a fleet maintenance plan, that management plan. You get it? Now that's how the Be Pati application comes in. You get it? So if you give me a job, I'm not just going to go conventionally on my phone and say, "Gwe, Oliwa, twala yo msenyu." No,
It's a whole process.
it's a whole process. I'll go, sand, where is it needed? It is needed in Namugongo. Okay, which sand do you need? Radar sand. I'm going to pick it from radar. So when I put it in down, that order comes and I put it in the system. It can know which exact driver, which exact truck can take on this job.
So at the end of the day, actually, I think it eases work on your side because everything, like there is from here to here to here to here to here. So even when reports are being run, this driver did these routes, this truck did this number of things.
I was talking to my drivers, Sante, I think last week, we had a meeting, the drivers, and I told them something. I told them, truck, you beast, blah, blah, blah. Do you know how many trips you've made this month? I told him, no, for me, I can tell you exact number, what?
Trips that you did.
Made this month. I asked him, that of these trips you've made, let's say you've made 60 trips, because at least we try to make sure that each day we have a trip for a truck for man. So we say if at least you made 30 trips with man, all right? How many of those trips have come in from your direction? So
You must have the sales revenue brought in.
so how many have you brought in? Like, I've not brought in any. All these ones are coming in from a central system for you just driving. Now I asked him, but you're the one who is in touch with the client, sees you, he does not see me. What makes you realize that what you do on the client site is the reason as to why that client will call me again to give me,
The job.
right? So your behavior on that site is super paramount. Now follow these guidelines while you're on that site. Call the client, tell him, do you have someone who can climb up on a truck? And he sees that you've actually brought the right amount of materials before you dump the materials
You're
on
there,
the guy's
just
site
go.
and go. You get it? So what are we doing? With you doing that, unknowingly for you, you're building trust with
The clients.
and what does the client do? He's gaining trust for the system. And if I didn't tell you, our tagline is, we deliver trust. All right? So when we come to your site and we have brought you something, we want you to know that it is trust also incorporated within. All right? Such that now you become the referral system for us. When someone is building and is your friend, you're like, don't waste your time. There are these guys. Don't waste your time. There are these
And I think that's a unique selling point.
Yes.
I don't think there are many actually I don't think there is any company in Uganda doing what you're doing. I think that's like a very unique selling point, because if I'm ordering for sun, I wouldn't want like what the experience you had when you were building. I don't think anyone would want to go through that. So if I know that there is a systematic way of, if I call Be Pati, I tell them I want sand, I've put my order and I need just relax, and the next moment I'm hearing, check your material if it's the way it is, and I would choose you over. I think that's a unique selling point that we
Yeah.
have.
So what did we take away? You know, our prices were quite a little higher than the conventional prices. But what was making them a little higher was because for us we were not cheating. You see, if you called me and told me I need sand, I'll tell you, need real sand, give me 2.1 million. And then some other person will say, give me 1.9. So you would take me to be
Expensive.
expensive, little knowing that even the other guy who is going to deliver at 1.9, he will still make 2.1 on your
Because they are going to
because-
under-deliver.
First of all, he will under deliver. What he will do, he will go bring the sand. Then, or along the way, I think you've made trucks parked by the side of the road. Come on, it's removing some sand a little. You get it? Eh? So once he's removing all that, all because he wants to make sure the 1.9 you give him, plus these small deliveries he has made
made on the
along
side.
the way, it will
Is able
still
to
make
2.1.
So now me, why would I cheat you? I want to make sure that
You get what you ordered
what you
for.
ordered for. You get it? And it normally takes a lot for the owners, site owners, site engineers to ever discover that they were actually being
Roads.
cheated. Yes. But when you come with that, you're like, when I put sand from the other guys, it took quite a longer time than
These other guys.
so it takes time for someone to discover that you're actually working with a trustable system. You get it? So all those operational frameworks had to be incorporated.
All the lights.
All the lights, all those operational frameworks had to be incorporated into a system. My driver cannot be on the road standing and no one is calling him to ask him, why are you in that spot
For
a
this
long
long.
time?" So that system is there monitoring,
GPS tracking.
GPS tracking and all that, and the system is also monitoring him. Why in that spot? The traffic we are seeing here is showing us the road is
Clear.
clear. Why you stayed there? You've not reported a tire burst. You've not reported a mechanical failure. Why are you standing there? So they know it. Okay? Now, that is all incorporated into our work. So look at that. A strict operational framework. Yes? Coupled with rigorous maintenance cycles. It is so hard to find a vehicle of ours
Broken down.
broken down that this is because, like I told you, I'm an engineer, so routine maintenance is something that is key on our side. We have the system is monitoring because every time you deliver, you tell us what mileage it is saying. So it is the system that tells us that that
Time.
vehicle should be going for service.
Now you have too many systems. Right now, I feel like, what systems do I have in place? You have so many systems. I feel like your company is it should be a study case. You're doing well. I feel like your company should be a study case. You have so
So-
many systems in place.
Now, I want to make a statement here, all right? But strict operational framework coupled with the rigorous maintenance cycle, right? And then a tech-driven accountability, right? Has nothing else it can do apart from transforming a volatile traditional trade, okay, into a scalable and bankable corporate organization.
So, wotunda musenyi but in a cooperative. You sell your materials but in an extremely corporate and organized way. Actually, very, very corporate way.
Yes.
Wow.
So you get the statement I made? The strict operational framework coupled with the rigorous maintenance cycles. And the accountability is take what? Take driven. There is nothing else that can happen but transforming this volatile. Remember that volatile trade I told you about? Calling me that volatile trade into that volatile traditional trade, and it
That
transforms it
frugal
into a scalable corporate
business. I'm going to tell you, and we shall have a conversation after this. You talked about at one point going. You talked about at one point you went on the search and the quest for knowledge. You and I think your business partner, you went on the quest for knowledge. Someone would want to know, what did you find? Because if the knowledge that you got is what has put your company where it is today, I would also want to go and get the knowledge. Where did you get this knowledge? Where did you find the knowledge? So that people, maybe someone who is watching, they would also want to go and get the knowledge because...
I want to state this, that first of all, there is urge in me that I got from the Christian foundation that I am supposed to impact the world. How am I going to impact the world with small money? I have to impact the world with big money. So how am I going to get the big money? Is through making big businesses. Right? So how am I going to make the big businesses survive? There's also a whole trend there. And one of them is knowledge acquisition. But acquisition of knowledge, and you can't transform that knowledge into work. I keep telling my friends that the biggest hack in life is turning the A's we got
In class.
in class into A's in business.
But the A's we got in class and the things we studied, like the A's we got in class do not apply in real world,
So
Patrick.
I came to discover that there has to be a figurative transformation of myself to make sure that the other things happen. Right? Now, first of all, I discovered that the MBA I had would never make me the person I want. Now, I came to discover that I needed something else. And what was that? To do some school in practical business.
The School of Practical Business. What is School of
I
Practical
want
Business?
to tell you something about the School of Practical Business vis-a-vis the
MBA.
conventional school. Now, in the School of Practical Business and MBA, when you go to MBA, they will teach you how you're going to answer interview questions. All right? Now, on the side of practical business, they are not going to teach you how to answer practical questions. They are going to teach you how to find that person you're going to work with without even doing an interview on the person. But allow yourself to even pray and even ask God that I need that.
So the School of Practical Business also has a religious aspect in it.
Mate, I told you the principles are in the Bible, so it's you to know that what they are telling me, I have to find somewhere spiritual too.
Relate to get the depth on.
You get it? So the School of Practical Business will show you that now the people you want to work with are there. They are not in a ballroom. You will find them, mingle with them, and then they will align with your vision and then move on. Right? That's what. Two, in conventional school will teach you how to adopt to change. You get it? In the School of Practical Business, they will teach you how you create the change yourself.
Wow.
You get it? So that is in the quest of
Knowledge.
knowledge. But along the way, to bring me to where I am now, there are at least 5 things I've considered, and these are the things which have taken me beyond. The first one, can assure you, I came to realize that there can never be growth where there is no management.
Wow.
That is the first. If you want growth, go back and work on
Management.
Once management is okay, things can come. Where there is no management, forget. You'll always take the 300,000 you get and be happy. But once management comes into play, what does management mean? Systems, structures, culture, policies, whatever. That is management. Hierarchies. That is management. And where there is management, there is nothing else that should happen apart from growth. I came to discover that. Number 2, consistency. Right? If someone tells me I need redder sand, all right, I'll bring him redder sand from whenever. I won't even mix anything.
It has to be real and
Even if he will notice or he won't notice. The conscience is mine.
I think someone, I was having a conversation with someone about that, and they say that for them, when a client gives them work, they don't see the client as their boss. The boss is God.
So whether the client knows or does not know, God has seen what I've done. So if I can deliver to God's expectations, he's so certain that God is going to multiply and reward him because he's faithful with the work God has given him, and he takes it as a blessing and he cannot mess around that.
So you get it. That was number 2, consistency. Don't you bring something and start explaining.
You see, you understand.
I tell you, when I was at the quarry to pick materials, these materials I found, blah, 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 blah. That explaining is,
Vague.
it takes away the element of consistency. You must be consistent for you to ever achieve growth. Right? Number 3, you must have
A strong record keeping
discipline. Okay? I'll give you an example. If you don't keep records, I don't know, there is magic in writing things down. Okay? I'll give you an example. And this example, I normally give it to people. And then that's when they realize that, I borrow money from myself and I put it in the what? In the face.
Well, let's not have that. You have the conversation. I'm not partaking of the conversation. You borrow money and put it in the business.
I borrow money from myself and I put it in
The business.
the business. All right? Now, you, Sandra, can lend me money and I also put it in the business. I kept realized that the money I borrowed from Sandra, I return it. The money I borrowed from myself, I never return it. And you know where the weakness was? Is that when Sandra lends me money, I note it down. When I lend the business money, I'm like, I don't write it down. So I came to realize that once you write it down, there's no way you just look at the record and like, wow, I put my money into this deal and it was supposed to release, I was paid. So please, accountant, return my money. And the accountant really returns your money and you put it back where it was.
Right.
And you find this a good system because you wrote down. There's a time I was talking to someone who had very many debts. And I asked him, how were you able to take down these debts? He told me the first point I did was to get the debts, write them down. And when I wrote them down, I started clearing them there and then. So there is magic in
Writing.
writing down. So the first one, management. Second was
Assistance. Third was
writing down.
Oh.
Number 4, This one came in so hard, but I had to respect it. Listen to, if you're married, listen to
Wife.
your spouse. There's, I think you've done some business knowledge. There's what we call VUCA. You know VUCA?
I know vocal.
VUCA is volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and what? Ambiguity. You know all those. You as a man, you cannot VUCA your business well like a woman. A woman is a talented vocalist by birth. She can test all that for you properly before you do it. All right? First of all, for us, when we get something, we when a man sees something, he's already seeing it straight up. The woman will come with emotions and whatever, and then start showing you, did you think about this? Did you think about this? Did you think about this? And then eventually you start working around
Whatever she's showing you.
whatever she's showing you. So, ideally, what I'm trying to tell you is, think in line with me,
Spouse.
with the spouse.
But there are people, before you go to number 5, if your spouse could not be interested, like he's doing sand, those sand things I don't understand. She's into money lending. I don't understand money lending. I don't even know why she's there. So you find your spouse is detached.
Make them interested. Because when you get married, there's nothing like, I'm not interested in sand, I'm not interested in this. My wife does digital marketing, right? I used not to see value in it until she's also on our payroll. She markets our
Company.
company. So she's in touch. When she gets a client who wants stone and sand, there is no other person she thinks about.
Different.
So basically, you must keep them interested, because at the end of it all, you're building the same thing, although different arms are running it. So make them interested. Yeah, interest is, we never wanted to read books, but because you have a common goal, you now read books.
And person.
Yes, then number 5 has been constant what? Education. Quest for knowledge. You look for knowledge, look for knowledge, look for knowledge. There are new things every day. Every day. There's nothing that I love keeping around young guys. Those good days have knowledge.
I was telling someone, if you want knowledge, or if you have a business idea and you want to figure it out, get a border state your grey Rolex or to it works. And just buy Rolex. Get like your 30K, 50K. Sit around border guys. Buy for them Rolex. And those guys have time and get their mind. By the time you leave, you'll go and just put your things in place.
There's a principle I took on in my life and abused it. All right? I hate polishing my own shoes. So even when I was young, I used to take to a shoe shiner, and so I think I was in my 3rd year doing my mechanical engineering. So I was seated on a bench, and some guy was
Polishing.
But on that bench, there sat another Hajj who was also waiting for his shoes to be polished. Now, this Hajj, out of the blue, turns to me and says, in local language, I'll say it in the book, but Manawa, this is a Hajj with a cape. Says, turns to me and says, Manawa, topona nesobi. Nuwasa bakazi abasuka on
A Hajj.
Hajj. Then I asked him, Hajj, Butch, okay? And the guy was like, Butch Kura. Obufunye bibiri.
I didn't see that coming. Wow. Obafonye, 2 thieves.
2 thieves, yeah, you've married 2 what?
Thieves.
And he told me, the first one, when you have one woman, you can always come, you negotiate things. You know what? Money has been what? Has been tight today. If you have like 50,000, let's take care of the home today. And the woman is like, happily says, hey, you know, use 50K, please have it. Okay? But once you get a second one, forget about that 50K. They are going to look you.
Wow.
Even the first one, he used to negotiate. Will be like, once I leave him with money, he finds
Take it
another
more
woman, milk him more, milk him more. So they keep on
Milking and milking.
milking your money. At the end of it all, you have no money. I mean, you have two thieves actually. Everyone see crying for you. Thieves,
Twitter. But I get his
and
point.
I got that from that. So after seeing that, and from a man who was quite old at that time, he could have been in his 50s. Yes, because he was quite elderly at that time. But I got that knowledge that, get one money and everything will be okay. Now no one can convince me
Otherwise,
and I got that. Then another one, and same five from that shoeshiner guy. Seated there again. And then the shoeshiner makes a comment that once I make 35, I will not have more children.
Wow.
Then,
35 years.
Yeah, 35. Saying, I won't have more children. So his friend was asking, why? Why won't you have more children? Say, if you keep 35 plus 25, you make what?
50,
60.
60. Yeah.
Now, I do not want to be paying for children's school fees when I am above 60. And he put it in the local dialect and said that at that time, all the money I make should be mine. If I have tenants, the money they give me is mine.
So he has to enjoy his
I
own
have to
age.
enjoy my own
age.
age.
I can't suffer
Because
now,
I can't
then I
suffer now,
suffer also when I'm
So I also got that. So when I made 35, I said, no, I don't need any more
Children.
So that was
So
only
that means we
informal
can always get advice in the most random places.
in the most random places. So I love keeping myself around. Yeah, guys. Even the knowledge I have about sand, I didn't read it from books. I got it from these guys who are, I kept realizing they even know more than I would ever find in the book. Right?
Because they've lived the experiences.
Yes,
been there
the
firsthand.
knowledge which we have passed on to the app, the application system which we have. I've not got it from books. I've got it from actually being on ground. Right? Knowing that if you call me and you want sand, I can't, and your client could normally, for them, they call when they want immediate. I can't tell, if you tell me and say, I want sand now, I'll tell you, please, you'll get it tomorrow at the same time, because I already know the dynamics of getting the sand.
You've mastered the because of the
Yeah.
consistency and the discipline. So
Yes.
now you know.
So, and even the knowledge I have acquired, I know if I go to if my truck goes to the quarry and it finds the loader, the wheel loader, having a problem, they will take this amount of time to repair it, and once it is repaired, he will come. So in fact, I know that. And where have I got all that knowledge from? From the guys. They've got that knowledge, and then we've been able to pass it on to our application, so we can be able to be accountable.
Patrick, why don't you have like a master class where we can get to sit and we learn all these things, like, because this is so much. You're filled with so much wisdom. You talked about something that is so important: a family, listen to your wives, and all that. How do you find a balance? Because your work is demanding. I can imagine your work having all these. Make sure that, because you've said I don't know how many trucks you have, but if you're making sure that a truck has something every day, then I understand you have some other businesses, you're running stuff like that. How do you find work balance? Family, the kids are happy, my wife is happy, I'm happy, I have time for God. Work balance, and how do you do that?
Yeah, because fine, God gave everything. He gave me a very beautiful wife and children. I came to discover that when you're around your children, they be around for you. Okay? My father.
When you're around for your children, they be around for you.
My father is now 85. He's not in a good state, the best, but I'm there for him. What reason? That guy put me through the best schools in this country. And what is so funny is that I'll just give you one particular instance. And then this one won my love for him all the time. this guy, who I studied from Chibuli Senior Secondary School. So were quite stubborn, I can say. Who were quite the disciplined lot of the school.
Cool.
So one day I escaped from school. I called him and asked him for money.
You escaped from school to come to your dad ask for money.
And he was okay. He said, I'm going to give you money, but please make sure you escape back and don't get caught. So,
Wow.
so I meet him and I ran into his office. My dad is this guy who was so traditional. He keeps money, he's okay. So I reached him. He told me, you know what, my son? This my dad used to be a very rich man. But that particular time I met him, he didn't have money. To my son, you know what? I don't have money. I have 1,000 shillings with me. The green 1,000. Remember it? Not this one.
The green one.
Hey, I can remember it. Yeah, I remember.
The young boys don't.
These
know
young
it.
boys, they can't relate.
The green one. So he gets into his socks. He tells me, I have 1,000 shillings on me. I don't have money. But you're my son. Let's go downstairs. They moved together up, down the stairs and reached down. So there was a guy who sells newspapers downstairs.
Newspapers.
So he told him, "Mpa change." The guy gave him change of 2 500 shillings notes. So he got 1 500, gave me, and he remained with
500.
500. Then he told me, "You go, I'll come and visit you on Sunday." Wow. You get it? Because Sunday was our school, Chibuli. The visitation used to be every Sunday. So gentlemen would come every Sunday and visit you. He didn't want you to look. So when he became old and sickly, if you called me now and tell me about I'll I can't do anything. I don't think immediately. I want to hear. Sad, I lost my mom due to COVID. COVID took her in 2021. But he's around. And why am I there? It's simply because he was there. So I realized being around your kids, they're around for you. Me, I can even mind now if I feel like I want to go and see my daughter at school, I start the car and move. And she's studying through. One is in Liverpool, it's right. Ginger. So I can move and stay. Let me go and see my child. Go move, see her, then I'm happy and I come back. Wow, you get it. So that's to know that I'm there for them and they will be there for me is one form of that drives my balance towards there. All right? Then the other part of knowing that when you consult your spouse and your enablement. So when I come home, I can tell her today we were able to serve 30 trips of Sai. And you talk about a particular driver with her. And then she's like, forgive him, please. She said, fire that one. You like, you see, some fires are made by not me, but by her. So ideally, she's.
Because for her, you say the VUCA aspect of where we over forgiving, why you over making these mistakes.
She will VUCA the. You know, VUCA is all about testing your assumptions, right? Or you test your assumptions. For example, I keep telling people that why am I in business? We're in business because people are building houses, is it? But if on the flip side, if I VUCA it and I say, will I be in business if people start staying in tents?
Change.
No. So you VUCA it and say, when they start dealing in tents, what do I have to do? No, you have to say, now maybe they will start delivering water into into refugee camps. And then you remain in what? In business. You get it? So that you test the assumptions which you're using to be your business. People don't know that we work on all these businesses we are doing, we are the assumptions which you've already made, and you think they are constant, but they can be taken away. Right? So that is it. Unless you have any other, me, I've already given you.
No, I tell what more can I say? Even if this interview was never posted anywhere, I think for me, I have 10,000 take homes. I take it like it was made for me. I have like a lot of things I've taken her. I feel You wise men, you don't want to share your knowledge with us. You just sit there and chill. And then you're looking us make all these mistakes in life and you don't want to come on board and help us. Anyway, maybe that's why you talked about getting a board of directors for a business. Maybe.
Yes, and my board, I have a meeting where we're on, because we have semester meetings on the beginning of the year and beginning of the financial year. So on 1st July, again I have a meeting. So I'll be there and then take instructions from there. Again, I get a pat on the back that you're doing well. Or please, we need this, we need this, we need that. And then do that. I can't even go and take a loan from any bank
Without
before
asking you.
Wow. Yes, they can tell me, why do you want this loan? Or why have you even taken long without taking it? Yes. I see people coming to me because they see your bank can come to you. They see because your balance is really good up there. They come, they promise you, please take a loan. They're like, no, look at this one. They don't know that I am bound by
A certain
committee. I mean, I have to write out a proposal.
and why you want to take
Where
that
you
loan.
need to take this loan and then call them, and then the finance guy has to dissect it, the legal guy has to dissect it, the operational guy has to dissect it, the marketing guy will say, are you ready to have
increase
this
my
marketing
budget
team
to-
that can be.
Able to bring in the sales that we want.
So the the board looks at it, pretty fella tells you, you're hitting a hard rock or you're moving forward. So this space science of organization growth is everywhere, but the Bible clearly like spell it out for you. Systems, everything God created, any system. Keep telling people that God is so intelligent. So intelligent.
He's
Look.
intelligent. Look at us breathing without seeing even what we are breathing in, but you know there is an oxygen.
But I want to even go to dock around the breathing. Okay? Because we're taking oxygen and bringing out what?
From on your side.
I mean the plants take it
From on your side, I'm bringing
out oxygen. So he has already made
assistant. Wow.
complete. He doesn't have to come in the morning and say this system is no longer what?
Working.
And then he's so intelligent. You know what he did? He knew that humans are so stupid. They can say, okay, you just breathe in, I'm out.
Breathe out.
Not breathe out. We deny these plants our what? Our carbon dioxide. Make sure you breathe it. You must.
Breathe out. Come rain, come sunshine.
Come rain, come sunshine. You breathe out. Right? So you have no control over. Because he needs it. That system has already been created. Take a leaf from him. Create a system that will have zero or no interference by you. And that is a system made. There's a way in which my wife made my how she does my undergarments. After washing them in the machine, she's like, this is for the day. When you come, you put it on. It goes in a basket. So she picks it up, and where you pick the other one from, there's another one which has been not placed. Now, and there's another one, and there is another in that row, but you cannot jump and go and pick the other one in the other way. Because she has already made
A system. So you have to follow the system.
follow the
You're not
system.
disorganizing the
Don't
system.
Do you want problems? Disorganize that system.
That system.
And it's something she made. Pray, she comes, picks the laundry, has proper leg, and puts it in the machine, runs it. Chip, chip.
So
The
you
one-
have to follow the system.
You get the one you removed and throw it somewhere else. You're in trouble. So it's a system which is already what?
Running.
Now, you don't want trouble, set a system, make sure you don't violate the system. And if you see someone trying to violate the system, either train them or fire. You know, there are some people who are not trainable. So train those who are trainable, those who are not, kick them out and make sure the system keeps running.
Patrick, I think we shall need you for another episode, another episode.
Just, you talked about the School of Practical Business. Tell someone out there who would want to join the School of Practical Business.
School
How
of
should they do
Practical
it?
Business.
What is that?
School of Practical Business is a transformative institution. You want to grow in business, you have been chaotically working in your business, you're someone who does not respect systems, you're someone who thinks corporate governance is for big entities, find yourself at the School of Practical Business. You realize that even that colleague of yours who is a lawyer can be brought onto a board just to advise you, and then you do things in a smarter way.
Is it, what school is it, like a university? Is it like a school?
School of Practical Business, right now, the one I know, which is going on so healthily, is the one run by a church at Worship Harvest here in Nalia. Yes, I don't know if they are still taking in students, but if they are, yeah. But
I think
again,
they
someone-
take in students every year. I think I've also done School of Practical Business. Yeah. So I think they take in students every year per year, because the course runs for an entire year. So they take in people every year. So I would also recommend, I would want to add a voice to his voice. If you can, it is, you know, the money we pay for MBAs and degrees and PhDs. I'd recommend someone to get that command and just go and do that course, and it will change your business trajectory forever and ever. It's something we highly recommend, and we are both products of the School of Practical Business, and we can attest that our businesses have not remained the same. So it's something that you would want to really try out and check out. I think you can reach out on the website, Harvest Institute.
Yeah.
Yeah,
On
you
their
can reach out
website.
on the website.
look at it and then mention poverty. You know, I keep telling people
If
that,
you do School of Practical Business, you've faced poverty by.
no, poverty is a small thing. It's a small thing. Yes, you know, some people think poverty omnipresent or omniscient, and what's the other omni? There's omnipresent, omniscient, and omnipotent. Yes, you know what the three mean? Omniscient is all knowing. Huh? Omnipresent is everywhere. Then omnipotent is powerful. I can assure you poverty is none of those three. So don't give it that much respect. You can kick it away.
Patrick, what are your parting shots for any business owner or entrepreneur watching today?
Yeah.
Any random advice you'd give them?
Yeah, my issue is, first of all, there is that part in every business, every entrepreneur has met, reach somewhere, and then you like, have I actually made the right choice? Am I even doing the things right? I mean, they're telling me market your business. I'm marketing it. I'm not seeing returns. They're telling me keep records. I'm keeping them. I'm not seeing returns. They're telling me be this. I'm not seeing returns. God is so intelligent. He made sure that comes, and eventually there's a shaping that he wanted you to attain, and then eventually believe in yourself, and then you see records, something coming up. We get it. Now, for example, I may tell you something here. When I started Be Pati, I started throwing myself to the market, right? Remember, when you have a product, you go throw yourself to the market, right? You throw yourself to the market, and then the market, what does it do? First of all, it is suspicious. Where is he coming to us? And then the market is not responding.
Responding or welcoming, and
Now, during that time, you're throwing yourself to the market. You don't know what is transpiring in the market, because that is nothing, not yours for you to see. For you, seeing yourself, giving yourself to the market. But you don't know what's taking place in the market. All right? What is the market doing? First of all, there are those who say, like, you know, there are those early adapters. Those people who come earlier, they adapt. You don't know who they are talking to and telling people about your product. All right? So they may be telling people about your product, and then one evening when you're tired, for you get out of
the
that
market.
business. You get
Give
it?
up at
You
that
give up
point.
on the business. At the time you are giving up, the market now had started what? Responding
To you,
to
your
you.
product.
Now the market starts responding to you when you have moved away from
X.
it. So the market responds and finds you not there. Okay? So when you're not there, you've given up, yet the market has now accepted you. And remember, when the market accepts, they accept in volumes. You get it? They accept. And then you see, you came from 10 sales, you go to 100.
20.
Then from 100, you find yourself 2,000. That is why growth is not linear. It is exponential. Because the market responds exponentially. You get it? So, my last word to whoever started up something, don't you give up. Just make sure you're consistent and doing the right thing. There are losses made while you're doing the right thing, while you're trying to do the right thing. I once, a truck of sand costing 2.1 million. My driver brought a wrong one. And I incurred costs of replacing that and also carrying away the wrong one. Meaning I replaced a truck for 2.1 and also incurred costs of 300,000 to carry away.
The wrong one.
So that is 2.4.
Four.
Now, imagine I've already made a loss of 2.1 and now another loss of 0.3. But all because I want to make sure my client is happy. There are losses along the way to reach perfection. Thank you very much.
Stand up and clap.
If it was a room, I would tell you to stand up and clap for Patrick. Patrick, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom with us. I said, even if no one ever watched this podcast, I think the Holy Spirit literally made it for me. We really do appreciate. How can someone support your services? Where are you located? What services do you offer if anyone wanted to reach out?
All right. One, you can always phone me directly. That is on my telephone number. You can read it out.
You can read it out, but we shall also put it in the link.
It's 0701 09, another 09 and the 06. Then we have our website. You can also reach us through our website. And then we also have the Be Pati Materials application. You can download it on Google Play Store and also on the Apple Store. Although our subscription in the Apple Store got expired yesterday, we are paying, I think, on Saturday or Monday to renew our subscription, so people can always download it. And then physically, our offices are in Ntinda, on SRE building. It's a building in Tila, SRE building, suite B16. But we are also creating our own premises because there we are renting. We are building our own offices in Kawempe. So we shall have a Be Pati house there. People will find us there.
Legacy being built. Thank you so much for Patrick for allowing our invite and sharing so much wisdom with us. We shall be glad to host you again. And I mean, there are so many things that I would have loved to ask. Like, my head is boiling, but I shall get another time and interview again. Guys, subscribe. There is of an entrepreneur, the lens doctor himself, Enoch, behind the camera. If you have a function, photography, birthday, graduation, anything, please reach out. Until next time, bye-bye.